Howdy y'all, I'm TJ with The Enthusiasts, and welcome back to Cleverbox. Welcome also to the first installment of Books with TJ. I'd like to just take a moment to express my premise for this series. I just want to take a couple of minutes and promote both popular and maybe underrated sci-fi and fantasy books that I consider must-reads. I don't want to call my process a review exactly, since I'll start by looking at books that I already love and would want to share with you. But even among books I love, quality ratings apply, so I'll strive to express why a particular book might be worth your time. Primarily, I'll be describing these books according to a few basic traits. So number one, the premise of the book, but more than that, what does the storyteller's goal seem to be? How close do we get to achieving that? Number two, in what ways are the characters likable, compelling, or identifiable? Why do we want to be the character, be their friend, be their compatriot, and why do we care what happens to them? Number three, what is the story's main descriptive trait? Smart, thrilling, fan service, any number of ways we could describe a particular story. And four, what is the deal maker that overcomes a story's flaws, if any, to put this on my must-read list? The first book I'd like to take a look at from my list is Momo by Michael Ende. Mr. Ende's theme seems to be that we should all strive to retain that childlike portion of our soul that makes us playful, imaginative, and in particular, generous with our time. As we all grow up and our priorities change, our personal time becomes a commodity we are often unwilling to share or sacrifice, and we become more isolated. Yet no matter how much time we think we've held on to, it never seems to be quite enough, and we enter into a perpetual state of feeling some sense of time poverty. The young girl Momo, friend to everyone of every age, is the embodiment of the non-intuitive discipline to not overschedule ourselves, remain playful, leave work at work, make time for our loved ones, and consciously apply some kind of color to every moment of every day of our lives. Momo is extremely likable, along the lines of Amelie, and I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't want to go pay her a visit on a regular basis. Momo's antagonists, mysterious, severe gray men with no ambition other than to amass their own twisted version of currency, are quietly terrifying as we see some of ourselves in them. Momo is a very wise book, and every time I read it or reread it, I have to examine myself and think about how much of my childlikeness, not childishness, I have retained. To see how playful I've allowed myself to be. To see if I've become stingy with my time. Now, the book was originally written in German, so don't expect the English prose to be particularly deep. Just enjoy the story and the moral. I particularly enjoy the surreal and fantastical elements that start to emerge as this story moves along. This is what we would expect from the author of The Never-Ending Story. There are times when all of us could use a magic guide turtle. If you don't get that now, you'll get it when you read the book. Poignant and touching, begging to be adapted into an artful cinema piece, Momo has long held a dear place in my heart and will be forever among my list of fantasy must-reads. Thank you guys so much for watching my first installment in this brand new series. If you enjoyed what you saw, give this video a like, and make sure to leave some of your must-reads in the comments below. And I'll see you next time on Cleverbox.